having me on, Jasmine.
You're welcome. You're my first guest. So I really wanted to do like an interview with the mom, to experienced mom, for new moms, because I started realizing I don't know anything. And it was pretty quickly, like pretty early on, I was like, I need help. I need a lot of help. I don't have friends who, I don't have like some of my best friends, they don't have kids.
Right.
They have younger siblings.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably about as close as you get.
Something different.
Yeah, a
She's
lot
taking care of a
different.
baby.
Exactly.
Younger sibling.
And then, so I was like, what can I do? I'm like, someone else has to have the same questions as I do. That's another thing I was thinking. So I was like, I could just sit down and interview people and ask them questions and figure it out. I figure this out.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm gonna do this. So I call it a new mommy vlog, but it's not really a vlog. It's really just an interview. Okay. So one of the first things that I guess popped into my head, because I'm very focused on the prize, and the prize to me is that day where my child comes out and there's tears and it's beauty and lights and everything.
Yes, sunshine and rainbows.
So talk about your day, the day that you went into labor.
Yes. Well, I have two daughters, an almost 4-year-old and a 3.5-month-old. With my first, was that morning I woke up and felt like there's a bowling ball sitting in my pelvis. So that was certainly an indicator that labor is probably soon to come. It wasn't until that evening though, around 9:30, that I had a first contraction that I did not know was a contraction, because it did not feel like what I thought it was going to feel like. I don't know, I guess I just imagine like this intense, like your muscles just like kind of like contracting and like just.
That's how I feel.
But that's like a later, more intense contraction.
Okay.
So they don't always start out that strong.
Okay.
They can start out a little lighter. So it felt like a cramp. I was like, oh, what was that? It wasn't until a little bit later that my husband was like, I think you're in contractions and I think you're in labor. It's like, oh, that makes sense now. So on that magical day, it was a Sunday, so we had already been up bright and early for church.
Okay.
We had just gotten into bed and couldn't go to sleep after a long, hard day. And labor starts as we get in bed, and then a baby's born at 1:46 a.m. So then we didn't sleep until the next day. But it was fast and furious, I would say.
Okay, so everything was kind of like a whirlwind and just happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Very fast.
So then also while you're pregnant, did you hear any crazy stories or like wives' tales that someone told you or anything like that?
I mean, every woman who's ever had a child is going to always love to tell you their story. Which obviously every pregnancy, every labor is amazing and incredible and special to that person.
Yeah.
But when you hear all the horrifying and the scary
Yes, which I've
stories,
heard a lot of lately. Yes.
which, you just gotta take it with a grain of salt and be, maybe just listen, but maybe not hear it all. Don't let it sink in, and to think that you're gonna have
The same experience. Okay, that's good.
an awful, horrible, scary experience yourself.
Okay.
But then, I guess with wives' tales, I don't know, I guess a lot of people think you're having one or the other, boy or girl, depending on the shape of your belly or how low or high you're carrying. And I was very basketball shaped and low. So even at 30 weeks, people are saying, oh, you're really low any day now, huh? Or also basketball shaped, I think is more so with boys.
Okay, yeah,
I guess so. I
I
heard.
heard that.
But yes, I have 2 girls.
Okay.
And we're both low and basketball shaped.
Okay, so as far as you went to the hospital, your hospital bag. Now, this whole hospital bag thing is like, what is the magic that's inside? What did you decide to put in your hospital bag?
I mean, there's the necessities of what you're just gonna pack anyways, some comfortable clothes. I was not that mom who had to look cute at the hospital when I just delivered a baby.
I've heard people have outfits.
Yeah,
So-
I was not.
Oh, okay.
I was just, sweatpants or something, whatever was comfortable because,
You want to be comfy.
yes,
right?
that's priority number 1.
Okay.
I mean, you're mostly just gonna be laying in a bed there at the hospital,
Mhm.
getting up a little bit maybe. And right now, I mean, who even knows if you'll be able to have visitors or not
Yeah, that's
in
your
the near
point.
future,
There's no
so.
reason to be cute.
Yeah, whatever. But I had to have snacks,
Mhm.
is what we realized. We figured out because, you're going to get your breakfast, lunch, and dinner meal from the hospital. And especially right now with no visitors, nobody's going to be able to bring you food. So, yes, I'd say bring your own snacks. That's necessity.
Okay, so snacks. I need to remember that because I do like to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some things you realized you needed when you got to the hospital?
When we got to the hospital, that we should have had more sleep.
Okay.
By that time, I mean, we had, I guess, checked off all the boxes on our baby needs list.
Okay.
And then,
That's good.
yeah, I came to the hospital. It's like, I wish I had had more time to sleep. Why didn't I sleep more? Or, so.
So, and then how about when you got home? Was everything completely set up and ready? No?
The nursery was not set up yet.
Okay.
Which I had wanted it to be, but
Which,
No.
yeah, that's like
Kind of.
cool. Yeah.
busy getting ready for a baby. I don't know. I mean, I worked up until 2 days. I worked the Friday before the Sunday. I went into labor.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Yeah. You have a lot.
It's busy.
Yeah.
yeah, the nursery was not ready. Didn't get it ready until we moved the baby into the nursery, but 8 weeks later.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, 2 months.
Yeah, whatever.
Exactly. So, as far as the car seat, and I think, I don't know why I find this so tricky, but when it comes to car seat, it needs to already be in the car somewhere when you're leaving the hospital.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so did you already have the car seat in the car already? Did you have to go back and get it? Were you prepared? Like, how prepared were you as far as the car seat goes?
Well, we had the car seat base. Me and my husband both had one in our car.
Okay.
But I don't know, there's just so much unknowns with when am I going to go into labor? Am I going to be at work? Am I going to be at home?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Is my husband able to drive me, or am I going to be somewhere else and somebody else has to take me? So I think we left the car seat at home in the dining room up until, I don't know, like the week before or so.
Okay.
And thankfully we were at home, so.
Which was
we
nice.
got away.
It's true. And then what are some of your favorite items you just had to have? in your-
With our first, we had borrowed, we didn't buy it ourselves, we borrowed a Mama Roo swing,
Mama Room.
and there are some different brands that all essentially do about the same thing, but a normal swing, just swing back and forth and play some noises as well on a timer. But a Mama Roo, you can set it to different bounces back and forth, side to side. And you can control it via Wi-Fi or
That's amazing.
which is great. To control it from your phone. So from across the room, the bouncer stops or something, you can turn it back on or something like that. But yes, that was a must-have. I mean,
A Mama Room.
when you've got a little baby, you're gonna hold it a lot, but having a safe place to put it down as well. So
It's smart. Just walking around all day long.
arm workout.
If you all new moms, one tip, what would it be?
I would say to show yourself and your spouse, partner, and your baby grace every single day. Brand
really
new
good.
every day, because your lives just changed drastically with a baby in the house now. You give yourself grace that the house doesn't have to be spotless. The dishes don't have to be done. The laundry, you may be picking clean clothes out of an unfolded basket for a few days. But it's all about the baby, having that time with them, bonding with them, because your baby's not going to be that tiny and helpless and just sweet and sleeps all the time ever again. And so having that time, just really engaging and being present in that time rather than trying to work on everything else in that season.
That's a good point. Okay.
Show grace to your spouse because they're lacking sleep
Tell me
too.
about that. Tell me about that one.
Yes, it's a great and amazing to be able to do it together, parenting together. But it can be challenging. If you're both on little sleep.
Yeah.
Your schedule's all thrown off. You don't have a schedule anymore. And baby keeps crying, needing something. So you gotta show grace to your spouse and to your baby, because they don't know how to do
They're
anything
figuring it
themselves.
out too.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're just a tiny baby.
That makes sense. That's a good tip. I like that one. I have a side question for you though.
Okay.
Because you have two,
Mm-hmm.
and your youngest is just a few months old. How is the transition from 1 to 2?
Very different.
Okay, so it's a lot different.
They say just like when your baby sleeps,
Mm-hmm.
you can do that if you only have one baby.
Yeah.
But if you also have a 3-year-old who is not as much sleeping all day long, then you are open night
Okay.
and you're open
Oh.
but no, that is not. Yes, that's a big difference, but it is really amazing and special to see the sweet little bond that they already have, and how much Big Sister just loves her little sister.
That's good.
And just wants to help with everything, which is great. If you can involve your older child, even if you're a little bit nervous that they need to be more gentle or something, just stay close, obviously, watch them carefully. But if you can involve them, then they're not going to get frustrated or annoyed with, oh, my baby sister needs all the attention now.
Yeah.
They're going to be involved and be able to do
That
what they
makes
need to.
sense. Okay, that's smart.
That's what my husband always said, that he didn't get to help out with his baby brother, so that's why he didn't like him.
Just took all of his
He didn't get
attention
to
away.
touch the baby, and yes, the baby needed all the attention, and so he said it to boys anyway.
Yeah, that's different. I don't understand boy dynamics still. I only have sisters, so it's hard for me to wrap my mind around. But yes, I feel like that's different. Okay, well, that's all I have for you today, Susanna. Thank you for being willing to do this with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for inviting me, Jasmine.
You're welcome. Yeah.
I'm Jamonica. I'm 31. I have 3 kids, a 5-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
Oh, good job. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. So we go way back. Before you even had kids.
Oh yeah.
So one, tell me about the day you went into labor. Tell me about that.
So the day of the labor, it was 5 a.m. and I was getting induced. I was a week past my due date already. And so it's 5 a.m. I go check in. I get induced. They have Pitocin. My plan was to go natural. No epidural. And so I check in and they're like, so to get an epidural, you need an IV bag and a half. And so I was like, no need for that. I'm going to do natural. I got this. Medicine starts. First contraction. I was like, I don't got this. It's not going to happen. I need epidural. I need it. They're like, ma'am, you have to have IV bags first. So they do IV bags, and I watched the bags drip drop, each drop, and just watching it go by. And then I was like, it's done. Come in here. So epidural's happening. You feel nothing. Like after that, you feel nothing. You can see like the numbers moving, like you're having a contraction, but you can't feel it. So I had probably been in labor for 15 hours, and the baby was not coming out. I was dropping heart rate. Baby was dropping heart rate. So they did C-section at 10 p.m. So I had her at 10:30 after 15 hours of labor.
Okay.
So yes, after that C-section, you can choose to have a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after C-section, or more C-sections.
Yeah.
So I chose more surgeries. Since after that, they're planned, time, date, you go in, done. 2 hours later, you're in your room chilling.
Okay, and then what are some crazy stories or wives' tales that you heard while you were pregnant?
I didn't hear any wives' tales. Like I said, I didn't have any crazy dreams. Like they say that if you dream certain things, you can kind of tell the gender. I didn't have any dreams. I didn't have any cravings. They say if you crave certain things, this is the gender you can tell. I heard more wives' tales afterwards, like if your baby can't poop, give them Karo syrup, which is the legit corn syrup if they can't poop. Put it in a bottle
Give baby corn syrup.
and it makes them poop. Never tried it, so I'm not sure about that one. If you have an outie and a baby, put a quarter and some tape and it'll smush it in. I've heard if you rub your baby's pee on their face, you know baby acne?
Like their pee?
Yes, their pee on their own face. If you get the diaper, you get a Q-tip, dab it in the diaper, put on their face, and the little baby acne, it's supposed to take it away.
Have you tried?
I did that one. And it worked. My baby had no more scales.
Oh my gosh.
Because apparently their pee is so pure.
Okay, which makes sense. I mean, they're not eating a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah. I tried that one and it worked. I didn't have baby acne. I put on a little dry spots and it went away. So yeah.
I don't know if I could have done that. Okay. And tell me about your hospital bag. So I hear about people taking hospital bags. I recently saw someone on social media. They had a whole outfit for themselves and their baby. And I was like, oh, is that what goes in a hospital bag?
So yeah, some people do too much. So, some parents, they want to be super prepared. So first baby, I remember I had a list. I was checking it. I got the baby diapers. I got the creams. I got swaddles. I got blankets. I got all this stuff. My bag was all packed, like 2 bags. When you get there, you know that babies need nothing. Like hospitals provide diapers, wipes, they provide clothes, they provide blankets, they legit have all the things you need.
Okay.
So first baby, I took way too much stuff that I never even used. So I would say focus more on your bag because you need to have your toiletries, your toothbrush, your clothes, you need a change, but the baby is fine.
Okay. So
That's what I'm more of a laid back personality though. I'm not team too much. So you gotta figure out who you are, how prepared you want to be. If you want your baby having matching clothes with you, then do that.
Okay.
But if you want the baby just to have clothes on and be clothed,
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for.
then yeah, then you're
Be
good.
Clothed and alive.
Clothed and alive, and that will happen.
Got to the hospital. Isn't it so? You talk about your hospital bag and how pretty much you realize it was mainly just about you.
I think you should focus more on your bag because the baby will be taken care of for the most part, unless you're extra.
Okay. And then, so what are some things you realized when you got home that you needed?
So it was really good. A friend of mine brought me some herbal tea for like breastfeeding and like help your milk come in. And so that made my milk come in super fast. So I had some tea done or some tea ready for second baby in the hospital actually.
Okay.
I was like tea in the hospital. I took like
Smart.
drinks to help produce more milk. Let's see. For me having surgery, a boppy. I needed a boppy at home to nurse and stuff. So my stomach hurt too much to like put pressure on my stomach. So I had a boppy, help me nurse. nipple cream. Get loads and loads of nipple cream and breast pads so you don't leak in your shirt. Those things, like small things you forget about.
Okay.
Yeah, so nipple cream, breast pads.
I need to write this stuff down.
And that's about
I
it.
know I'm not registered on nipple cream.
Yes.
And also when you're, I guess lactating everything, did you still take prenatal vitamins?
So I took some postnatal
To
vitamins.
this,
So
okay.
you can do prenatals for the whole breastfeeding time. You can,
Uh-huh.
but then it makes some called postnatal too.
Okay.
So whatever you want, you can do your prenatal. You can continue that for how long you're breastfeeding,
Mm-hmm.
or take the postnatal one.
Okay. That's awesome.
But there's options out there.
All right, and then so was everything in the house ready?
So for my first baby, I did the whole nursery. I got the theme. I painted picture frames.
That's
I did
cute.
the color coordination of everything. I had a vision, the rug, and the baby was never in there. Like the baby never saw the nursery. Like I was the kind of some people do, and their babies do sleep in there, but I was working, and so for me, I co-slept, and so the baby was in my room for the full first year pretty much. I just co-slept and breastfed. Every night I would sleep on my side and do the side sleeping position, and then I would sit up, birth them, half sleep, turn over, do the other side, and then I would stay asleep the whole time because I was working, and so I couldn't. Some mom they get up and they go in the bedroom maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like they get up.
That's a lot, yeah.
I didn't have the energy. So you do you. You gotta find what's good for you. Know that the baby will still be okay. Like I know, for me, we have the bed thingy where like a divider, like a rail.
Oh yeah.
The baby can fall off.
Okay.
So you have precautions, but then for us, that was just the best option.
Okay.
And so the nursery for second and third baby never happened. Like there's 18 months now and 4, and they have not had a room decorated for themselves. Like they just go to bed in the room.
I mean, I understand that because it's kind of like they don't know what.
So, as we get a house and as they get a theme, then we will. But I was not really big on hey, this is your room, we're gonna decorate it and all that kind of stuff. Like they don't notice that right now, anyways.
Exactly.
And so
They have no
I wasn't
idea
too big
what
on
that
that second, third baby because first baby was never in her nursery.
is. Okay. I need to remember that.
Then do you though? Because if you want to be cute and creative, then have fun and do your nursery. But it all works out.
Okay. All right, and then so what are some items that was a must-have for you when you had your newborns?
So the baby swaddler.
Okay.
So Blake can swallow them, but you gotta do the burrito style and tuck it, and they come and fold it. They have swaddler where you put the baby in and tip them up, and their whole body's in there like this, and they can't move. And I think babies, for the most part, like being swaddled.
Yeah.
So like a swaddler, I needed the baby carrier. So you need to buy a wrap because it kind of keeps the baby close to you, so they can feel you, but you can still have your arms free to clean and cook and do whatever you need to do, and not just be in one position. Like you can move around and do stuff. So those are my 2 biggest must-haves.
All right. Did you have a wrap or did you have a?
So the first baby, I had a backpack,
Okay.
and that was too bulky for me to carry in public. So the second and third baby, I bought a wrap where you kind of just had to tie it in a different way.
Yeah.
It would show you pictures. You tie it strategically, and then you just put the baby in there, and then you wrap it.
How was that?
You gotta YouTube it because you gotta get it just right. But once you have it all tied around you, it feels
good.
more secure.
Okay.
It's not like a backpack. It's not hurting you. It's just even you feel kind of wrapped.
Okay.
And so
Because I look at it, I'm like, how do I know it won't just
slip out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, they're swallowed in there.
Okay.
There's pockets and there's folds, and it just kind of works.
Okay.